And I want to commend you for giving us this platform, to let people know about prisons, the important role we play, that is we are key part of the criminal justice delivery system, police, the judiciary, and the prisons.
TV. Na Kwaku Menu ya spelling ROCBTV. Aggressive.
Me na for me just trade am pon nyame atom ho ye e wo ba bibia wo me din e de Kwaku Menu betuma fra me Bob na de siga no asoso ene asoso e ye da foforo se de bia me kan se ade pachewa na de aseda PSA ama wo trade am pon nyankopon ene wo Kumase I Edum prison. Prison near Bacope, and they had the efficacy. And ya do the Rahamwa and one. Maybe an amly that the idea didn't come and maybe son say be obi person no Casaba holiday or ha. It be a 1 week be. Obey channel on pese eja abandon the Babanoa person be holiday Konya or wa. Sakonya sa wana the application aba and the oba old and smart they be a vessel inside. Nene mene director. Awo ha no kwasem papa na nimute na ya twetwe komo na ya hwese de prison ho asem asibi etie ye Kumase ye nche ho ma ye ntwan ho ye nkomra na ye medi enkomo
aggressive
me oro for meda wasese waje no kwasem atwen amaye akwaba de bia meka chose koke MTV Koshe Love Bondage. You see, the whole Ghana there, okay, the powerful series there, Love Bondage, Mr. Koke MTV, na subscribe, na share, mommy. Daddy.
Yes.
Memo akwaba.
Okay. Yeah.
Na mjise nyame adom ho ye de.
Yeah.
De ho ase. Kwase me ba me hwehwe pictures ya bobo ha na mu se ba ko na yewura. Manhia. Kumase. Anase Ashanti wura na pia o wo so the picture boy ayewura so ani age pa a wo chia ye wo Kumase mu an ye wo that they can within the say
okay, so let me thank you my brother Kwaku Menu,
yeah,
and then my brother Kofi Kwatin for the opportunity. You are a household name in Ashanti and Ghana as a whole.
Yeah.
With the wonderful job you do, and the Kuma Woods and every other thing that you do. I want to commend you highly. So my name is James B. Meinyelle, Deputy Director of Prisons, the officer in charge of Kumase Central Prison, and then also the regional commander for prisons here in Ashanti region as a whole. So that is in brief.
Okay.
Yes.
And then me catch you. Mo beti brofo maso. Brofo no ye kan shadan ye but yet. Daddy wadaroma. And then my bafi kesi.
Yeah.
Me ji say prison ye baby a nipa bebre adwene ye nse omo din samone nko a ana ye de omo ba. Die ne etimisi. Me ye tibe de obi ba prison.
Right. Okay. So prisons is people come to prison for, let's say, 4 reasons. 4 reasons.
Okay.
The first is to serve as a deterrent. Someone who commits a crime either against the state, if it's a criminal nature, or a civil nature against somebody, maybe somebody owes you or something of the sort. So you are brought here as a deterrent so that others do not commit crime. Another reason why people come to prison is retributive. That you have committed a crime, you have to somehow be punished for that. You have to atone for that crime that you've committed. Another reason people come to prison is incapacitation. So that once you are here within the 4 walls, you cannot keep on committing that same crime. so that those who are outside the four walls, like you and I, can go about our work without any hindrance. Then the fourth reason is rehabilitative, that you come here, it's like going to the hospital, that you are taken through a process, a treatment regime, so that when you leave here back into the society, you are better off than you came in, so that you become, let's use the word, a more useful citizen to yourself, to your family, in the society. So these are the reasons why people come into prison. Now, there are so many things that can get you into prison. And let me say that as of today, I have a little less than 1,600 inmates.
Wow.
Yeah, Kumasi Central Prison. This was built for less than 500 inmates. Exactly. People's husbands are here, people's wives are here, people's children are here, and I must say that the vast majority deserve to be here because they have committed crimes, but there are a few of them that should not be here. Just a few. Our justice delivery system is not perfect, just like any institution. So you may be caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's say the police do a swoop on a group of people. Let's say the most popular issue in Ghana, let's say Galamsey.
Yeah.
Then the police do a swoop on the Galamseyers. Maybe you are a passerby, and you see people are there, hey, then you go there. The police come in the swoop of everybody. That can happen. Exactly. And they do some form of identification. Someone's come to identify you, especially in the case of maybe armed robbery, that sort of thing. So it is possible that one or two are here who should not be here. But anybody in prison, the assumption is that you have committed a crime. Now, it's an advice to the young people. Whenever I see the young people, they say, thief, Julo. We people are, everybody's running there. I'm saying, what are you going to do? No. So let's say mob justice, as you mentioned. Mob justice, the police come, you are just passing by, and then before you see, you can find yourself here.
Because that the Ghana for the problem of one say, if you bit match a chrome for more area. The bedim ran so the narco police station. If you have a connections and the panels and more than no could Triesica. Yes. Maybe I belly na de bet no son and I'm ho. No more by a threat. Yeah. Am I all now nothing? Yes.
You see, the now all offenses in Ghana are bailable. I mean, that is let's say at the court. But the police, of course, you cannot keep a suspect beyond a certain point. So if a suspect is apprehended and handed over to the police, and the person receives bail, it's not to start accusing the police.
Okay.
That they have collected money, they've done it. No. Yours is as a responsible citizen, keep an eye on that person. And you can check with the police. Oh, what happened? They will explain to you the person may give him bail. That is it. I mean, all suspects have rights. Okay. You can't right away just take action against the person. So I want to encourage all of us to be vigilant, and then when we stay away from mob action, because you can get yourself into trouble.
Okay,
that is it. If the person eventually, let's say, even goes to court, is imprisoned, and comes out, still has evidence, and wants to prefer charges against you, that way you can land yourself into trouble. So let's trust the system. Let's trust the justice delivery system, the police, the court, and the prisons. These are the three key players in the justice delivery system. So I encourage the youth that let's stay away from mob action. Because if you kill that person, then other evidence that a person could have given will be lost. That evidence could have led to maybe bigger fishes, more people, maybe a syndicate that is involved in that crime. So let's not take away, let's not involve in mob action. Let's let the justice system. Let's let the police do their work, and let's support them with concrete information.
Okay.
You know, yes.
That the area de boa. You will fear obese ye adwuma wa ha.
Okay.
Akose sebio be ma no oba akose dem. Omu no pe ne question so ade tia ye meeting komo course nyina.
Yeah.
Obu ma na de hia akọ remand. Ebre so says ye de ne court. But you know, on te ho asem. Then the panel bit me shame more than bu ma 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. Na so ka wo kobo so me ba ko bi no asa ba court. Na obia me yi no. Sa no ma na de na kofa we nyina ba.
Well, this is the police is best placed to answer this question, but I'll respond. So I have that issue on my hand, the remand, long pre-trial detention. I must say that the past 2 years up to now, the situation has improved a lot. And I want to give credit to my predecessor, the one I took over from DDP, retired Enuansa. He did very well in working with players in the criminal justice delivery system, the police, the court, the state attorney, prosecutions, everything, and then to reduce the number of remand cases. But for me, it's still high. As of today, about 274 remand. It means that these are inmates who are not convicted yet. So it means they are going to court, and the police comes for them to go to court. So even though there has been improvement, I want to still urge on the police, my good friend, the regional commander, central command, DCOP, Manote Kujo, and then the crime officer ACP Boyo, and all their staff, and to urge them on to so that at the due dates that the inmates are supposed to go, and they come for them and take them to the court. Now, even if their court days get renewed, at least is hope, is some kind of appeasement. They are happy that they've gone out to the court and that their cases are being heard. We have some few special cases that have been here for so long, and those have been taken up. And here I want to commend the Honorable Regional Minister, Dr. Makweni. During we had the Ashanti Fest in April. So some special cases were picked up, and we are still following up, engaging. Some lawyers have come to take up the cases. We have reached out to the families to engage, because some of the cases required that the courts go back into the history and get their cases so that they can be taken up. So issue of remand is something that is very worrying, because technically, because they are not convicted, they are not prisoners. So they tend to be a difficult group of people in the prison. When they are sick, it becomes a headache. Is it the prison administration? Is it the police? Technically, it's the police, because for lack of space and whatever, that's why they are here. So with my officers in charge of paralegal, the reception, the criminal records, on monthly basis, we compile the list of the pre-trial detention inmates and share with the police, so that they also send it to the various district divisional commands and everything, so the case officers can come and take the inmates to the court, so renew their warrants and what have you. So it's a major concern. It all goes to tell the young people that prison is not a place you should come. It's not a place you should wish for your worst enemy. Prison is like you are in a bus going to a destination. You reach a certain bus stop. The bus stops there, you get down. You are seated there. The bus continues with other people. That's the life is going on. You are here. Now, it could be that your maker is saying, okay, wait small, Trinkakra, do something before you continue. But by the time you come out, things are gone and left you. So the young people, no matter what you do, don't come to prison. Don't get into bad company. This craze to get rich It's one thing that a young people, you see a lot of frauds going on, momo frauding, and so many things. Cyber crimes are coming in. Things such as some of the crimes you may be hearing them for the first time. Let's say defrauding by false pretense. Someone come to sell an iPhone 16, 200 CDs to you, and you buy it. Really? Exactly, because someone would have stolen it and come to sell to you. Let's say you are in the or dishonestly receiving, as it were. You are at an unlawful place. Traffic offenses. You know, there's an image here for loitering at a national park. Can you imagine? So there are some offenses that as a service, and I'm sure we need to do more to educate the young people, the kind of offenses that bring people here. Let's say you are a abetment of crime. Someone commits an offense, the police is looking for that person, and you are hiding that person. And you tell the police you don't know. When the police grabs that person, the police can charge you for abetment of crime. Wow. That can bring you here into prison. You have exactly. It's a crime. As a responsible citizen, we should not hide offenders. Yeah, that's what it means to be a responsible citizen. Exactly. Because now if the person steals somebody and you hide him or her. No, yes. All of you. Yes. I mean, they can. You know, we have some case partners here, what we call case partners. It means the same offense. Child that sent them to court brought them here. But when you go into the detail, you can see this is a main person. Maybe this one, the friend was just, or the brother was just trying to hide him or her. You know, so don't hide people who commit crimes. It can bring you to prison. Okay. You know, so that is something. But the major, let me just to touch, the major offense that have people here is stealing. Stealing, Chrono.
Come on.
Well, you can, if you add stealing, if you add to unlawful entry. Unlawful entry, invariably the aim is to commit crime, to steal. So if you add also armed robbery to stealing, these two easily constitute about 70 to 80% of the crimes that have the almost 1,600 inmates here.
Wow.
Now, for the first offenders, it cannot be a justification, but economic crimes, most of them, petty crimes, let me put it that way, you know, and has a majority of them here. Now, what we need in our books is law reforms to have non-considered sentences, so that first offender something, then maybe the court, the judge may, once the person is convicted, sentence him to maybe do some community service, do some communal work and what have you, instead of coming to prison custody. Thankfully, my Director General of Prisons service working on a parole bill, so that if he goes to Parliament is passed through, there will be parole boards that are set up, so that if you are in the prison based on good behavior, steady industry, the board can recommend that you are left to go home. Then you report to the police, and you will have social welfare involved or what have you. I'm sure once the parole bill is passed, eventually we will have other forms of non-considered sentences, you know, also taken on board.
Come say US, Madam Fubi or US, John in the Samata. Na ye PF baby or more. Na obi guy on one and age now or dog. No, I'm just say or prison no. But wajiatum, ama jailing no. But Canadians are no people, but make sure so bedama abino. I will name.
Yes.
But Canadians will be making sure in the Jumano or Babe in the Juma.
Yes.
But that you show we are okay. My mummy says we can send me this far or my disseminate Kriya Samaba. Say ye fear yeti. Sister ni o landing. Me say papa what be. Almost so no mutimi frefre bi kra timi ba mo ho.
Yes.
Amru fi say so when me say director ho na bai. Etimi duadu mo say bi wo prison.
Yeah.
And a yes half fraud no. Mobile money fraud ni ade no.
Yes.
Then a basa. Okay.
Prison, when you deny someone freedom, an adult, then the person will first try to get back the freedom. Now, linked to that is the person will try to still have some level of, as much as possible, the life he or she had outside. So here, I'm the first to admit here in the prison that issues of trafficking, that is contraband goods coming inside the prison, is something we are grappling with. All the time, we try to be on top of it, conducting searches of the inmates so they don't have contraband goods or offensive weapons or gadgets that they can use to harm themselves. Even a pen in the hands of an inmate, this can be used as a weapon. What I have like a power bank can be used as a weapon. So all the times we are very alert as officers. Now, mobile phones in the prison is a very dangerous thing that have a lot of serious security repercussions. But I can tell you that any officer caught trafficking is a major offense. You can be dismissed from the service or you be reduced in rank.
Okay.
That's a major offense. And the officers are aware. If you are reduced in rank, at the very least, it takes you back like 3 years. Your course mate to go and leave you. So it's something we try to prevent things from coming in. And I want to commend my Director General. Recently, we have some work through electronic gadgets so that at least any metal object that is coming in, it will pick it. So our officers are also alert and doing searches all the time. So yes, the inmates, when we lock them in the night, they are in their cells. If anyone has a mobile phone, they have a lot of time for the rest of the night. So they can be engaged in all kinds of things. And I further admit that some mobile phone fraud things have been traced to a prison. That's a fact. Now, technology is something that will help us a lot in terms of having phone jammers with limited duration. Here, Kumasi Central, we are very close to the Bank of Ghana here. So we are having discussion to see if that can help us a bit. But I admit that, and the truth is that some inmates, they tell people they are in Brochure, they are, where they are here. So it's all because of society putting premium on getting wealthy, irrespective of maybe the source, and the craze to get rich. Young people, high life, comparing ourselves to others, all of us, myself included. So I want to, for us as an institution, we are doing all that's within us to be on top of this issue of trafficking so that no offensive weapons come in. Because imagine that the inmates are more than the officers at any time. If prohibited items get in and the inmates take control of the yard, then we, the officers, we are not safe.
Okay.
So we are the first to make sure that, because when for instance, you are here, remember the Kukumenu, yeah. If there's any confusion in the yard now, you are here.
No small how.
And there's only one gate.
I didn't tell that they be a one gate pay.
Yes, I mean it's for security reasons.
Because so consa mukura.
Yes.
Gate bakesi ba kupe.
Yes. For prison is topmost in security. We can't have another gate. The mere thought that I have 2 gates at the prison as a commander, who is my money? Hey, What could be happening at that gate? Is one gate more secure than the other? No. I want one thought that I have one gate and it is secured.
Okay.
So that there's control. Everything, the prison is part of what we call a total institution, where things are done in groups and in mass. That control helps us as prison officers to keep the prisoners in check, because we are, first and foremost, my work here is safe custody. That constitutes safe custody, then welfare and the rehabilitation, reintegration, what have you. So safe custody means that the inmates here must be safe from causing harm to themselves, safe from harm from other inmates. You never know. And safe from harm, let me say, officers. You never know. Though by our training as officers, the law does not allow us. It's a major offense to inflict pain on an inmate. So we don't want to add on to what we call pains of imprisonment. But there are laws, do's and don'ts. The inmates, they know. We keep reminding them. If you commit an offense, we will take you through the process. But it's not for an officer to take it upon himself and just punish an inmate. That one is a no-no. So issues of
how many people know this or treaty?
No.
Friends, prison be bad be.
No. Because in the first place, you are endangering your life and the life of all the officers to start with.
Okay.
See, let's say, for instance, the inmates about 1,006. Let's say I enter the yard and then I just slap one of them. Even if he commits an offense, I cannot slap him, because if I slap him and he slaps me back, what will I do? Then I want to increase the intensity. Then what will happen? All the inmates will be afraid. They feel their lives are endangered. They can run after all of us officers. Exactly. We have the kitchen. They can run and get, firewood, sticks. So it's a major security risk for an officer to want to maltreat an inmate. It's a no-no. See, prison life is such that no matter who you are, once you enter prison, you yourself blow, you cool down. Called the psychological torture. You've let family out there, you've let friends, maybe your gang is out there, you are here alone. That alone will make you cool down. So as officers, we don't do anything to add on to that situation.
That the end bit mercy. So said the security tighty. Get to Chumutania between PMB Kessian amount. Kituya na ye de be fam ade se bia de mo na nyame ado be bia kese ne de amamo obi akwa bonten no opia oba ye seche wo mu bibia akoso aso ye nyane ntia wa bonten se still na be itimi ton no bone ene no ma wo inside there na ema utimi nya sa opportunity to sare.
Yes, so it's still possible. You see, the inmates, when they, some of them go out to do outdoor labor, it means that those are the inmates that we consider to be low risk inmates. They've served part of their sentences here, and as part of helping them to gradually go back to society, they go out to do some outdoor labor. They get some small, nokofio, they bring it to help them to get by. So the tendency is for some of them to bring in some contraband goods. Now, they devise so many ways to hide these things from officers. Oh yes.
So much to be na. Obanso untimi me ne to nhwe say.
Exactly. So it brings issues of, for instance, let's say an officer who is to search the inmate, his private part. Imagine the hygienic. You are looking at the officer. You are also looking at issue of human rights. You are looking at security. You are trying to look at, So at times we try to give them some time to bring whatever we suspect in to come out. Now, if after some period nothing comes out, what do? So you just maybe give him the benefit of the doubt to go. then maybe he still has something hidden there.
Wow.
So things get inside. Once in a while, you know, the wall, because a doom central place in the center of town, the wall, once in a while, you can something also, people also throw some things in. That has minimized a lot, but we have officers searching all the four walls every day to see just in case something has been thrown in. Now, I also mentioned us ourselves as officers, the things that we do or we don't do. So we need to up our game to be more vigorous in the searches, to be as humane as possible, because but for me, I'll err on the part of security, making sure that the inmate is searched rigorously, either than to think that to give that inmate the benefit of the doubt, because one benefit of the doubt, then before you see a pistol even enters the yard, and can you imagine the confusion that we can have here if you just to think about that, you know. So things come in, but I can assure you that officers are also searched thoroughly. Randomly, you come an officer when they are changing shift, or anytime you ask to remove your boots, you remove your beret in the search. And we've caught officers with contraband goods, and we take them through the process to headquarters. And the Director General is very stern. In fact, the Director General, when she came recently on her tour to line the Thin Prison 360 Degrees initiative, it was very common. All the stations she went, she asked a question that what should be done to officers who are caught trafficking. And the response was that all such officers should be dismissed. This is from officers. So Director General, I want to commend her highly for this strong stand on the issue of trafficking. Once you use an officer as an example, the others will learn, especially the new ones who have just joined the service. They think, some of them think that it's just one in keke. But when a colleague is dismissed, they say, hey, the thing is a serious matter. So trafficking, we are grappling with it. I will not say we have overcome it, but we are on top of it. But we keep searching all the time so that we don't have contraband goods coming in. Apart from that, the health of the inmates. Yeah, those that, you know, they start with smoking, let's say cigarette and the India hemp. Then if they do so, they go out and they'll graduate to cocaine and you know, and all the rest. That's not good for the health at such a young age, you know. And those who are mostly into these crimes, invariably violent crimes, armed robbery. Most often you see that they've taken some drugs, you know, and that is not good for the society and also for the health.
Yes. Daddy, say, bebre no be di brewa. Obi betwa be 5 years. They will be 15 years. Maybe by 30, 40 years. But the classes here, they condemn class in Hobium.
Yeah.
But you show age now. Who 58, make us a 120. Now, was over to make 129 and over the war as a walla.
Yeah.
Dear, she say, and they were homa or mobahan. Because we walk around. We need my inti.
Yeah.
And I call far and then the course at TBN.
Right.
Yet, so by prisoner, Boma, what Miss Edma, our prison. A bit carpenter be a wabontia yet. Say, as a shaban, a good acquaintance with my home.
Okay, thank you.
I was just attention by Ubesh Edma. And I said, Opa, now.
Okay, so very good question. Now, as part of our mandate, prison service, as I said, safe custody, welfare has to do with their food, water, their beddings, where they sleep, visits, maybe exercise to keep the mind healthy. And then reformation. Reformation has to do with their religious, you know, issues. Maybe their moral issues, what have you. And then rehabilitation. So part of that is skill training. And there are a gamut of them. So here at Central, we have a number of them. The traditional ones being the carpentry, tailoring. We have the kente weaving shop.
Oh, this side.
Oh yes, we have the kente weaving shop within the prison here, doing quite well. with around 26 inmates. The carpentry shop has about 12. The tailoring about 28. We have a tie and dye entity introduced during my predecessor's time. High commendation. We have the beads making. They make beads, of all kinds. We do lanyards for the security services. That one is spearheaded by an officer, senior chief Tabaklo, doing very well with almost 15 to 20 inmates at that place. We have welding and fabrication. We have ladder works. In fact, if your camera can pick at my back, we show some of the things that we do here.
Yeah.
And then we also now have a do mineral water.
Hey,
And then the factories at our canteen. As part of the skill training. Yes. The bottle and then the sachet one. So we are yet to go on an aggressive marketing drive.
Wow.
So all these are ventures to get the inmates engaged where they learn some skill training. Now, I must be quick to add that out of the 1,600 inmates, when you come, you are brought in here, we take you through a process to know whether you have some skill before coming here. After you serve part of the sentence, then if you are interested, you want to learn new, or you want to continue, they will assign you to that particular workshop.
Okay.
So as of today, I have about between 130 to 140 inmates in all the 8 to 9 skill training areas at the prison. That's very small. Okay. That's why 8%. Yes, small. So the vast majority are not doing anything.
Wow.
Now, when my director general came here, one issue that came out was the issue of creative arts. Kweku, that's your area.
Yeah.
So I've set up a committee to look at which areas the inmates are interested in. There are a lot of inmates who are very skilled. Some can sing. We have a choreograph group here, 3 of them excellent. There are some who can draw. In fact, so that we see which are the areas that the inmates are interested in. Then we'll reach out to those who can act. So I'll reach out to you who are in the creative arts, Kumawood, and all the musicians who can help. In fact, so we have to have an arrangement.
Okay.
Because, for instance, my work is security, topmost. So we'll see those who qualify to come out, okay, that they can come, and we see where they can. Let's say maybe a studio, and let's say maybe the person is going out after serving his sentence, or her, I want to add a female, that they can be attached to some studios. And then what you do. Now, those who don't qualify to go out and are to be here for a long period, 5, 10 years, let's see how some of you who have time can come and take them through some of these aspects of creative arts, okay, so they can learn and be able to be of help to themselves. Especially music. You see, music is good to the soul.
See, music money studio.
No, we have a studio. So we have a lot of and to let you know, there's a choir called the Echoes, okay, by the inmates. Mm-hmm. If you listen to them, my brother, you marvel.
Wow.
When we have every Friday, we have our worship. They are doing marvelously well. So creative arts is an area, I think, that between 30 to 50 inmates can be involved in that. So I'm looking at in the next 1 year, or let's say 6 months to 1 year, getting to about 200 inmates at Central Prison involved in some kind of skill training. to increase the 8%, to about let's say at least some 15%. Wow. So that is what in terms of skill training. So when you come, we let you know the skill training areas that are, if you are interested, we can't force anybody to do anything, but we encourage them. It will be good for them, and for us as officers, when the inmate is engaged meaningfully, he or she doesn't have the mind to be thinking about bad things, maybe to reprisal attacks when he or she goes out there thinking about negative things. So it's something that we encourage the inmates.
That the better brainer no more be a bear as a scenario.
That'll be good. We'll be very grateful to have you.
Now, the question be who hear me back home. And him say you will omo be fiase no. Ya ka se bia aban na etwe waso. Amo abaye adwumaden de ama oman no. Yeah. But we dey bebre no omo bakro omo nya adwumaden bi ama oman no. Yeah. The same time no as a come side omo fiase. Yeah. A fiase no yetimi ka se ye mark nipa ba ko 1 city. Tiana ebusa won say ne man ne kra ne nansen 2 cities ne 5 cities ko yetimi to den. Me hu ya bia ka adwene mu no sana Ghana fo ne bibisa say ade say ye do be ye adwuma de abo ma wo de wo kra nya adwuma fa mo ma ho ye won sase ya aban sase obetime adu abrofo bantifo bodifo nanka omaduane die mu no nka ko ye mfa bibisa zolozio ze mfa bi nkwansuo bi o se de ba ye se utimi kra we mu nkwan na se
demansuo
that the na ma we nyina ba say prisons entimi nya omafuo no mu didi ye ma mo ho nto
yes. So now, prisons, we have our agric unit for so many years, and then it's still doing quite well. Here at the regional level, we have 4 prisons that are farm prisons. Among from Ahinsan and Jura in Obuasi. So they farm their produce, and then at the central prison, they sell to us on paper, at least a bit cheaper than if we were to buy from the outside contractor. Now, here at the central prison, out of the almost 1,600 inmates, just a small percentage qualified to go out and to be transferred to the farming stations. As I talk to you, farming stations want inmates to be transferred to them. Now, I don't have those that qualify. I cannot transfer an armed robber to a farming station. Your farming station, the security level there is much lower. So I cannot do that. And remember, I said every prison, our topmost mandate is safe custody. So let's say a Jura Camp prison, if they harvest 5,000 bags of maize, record harvest in a season, and they get 1 escape, the focus should be on the escape and not the 5,000 bags of maize. So security is still our topmost priority, which is why, for instance, when people mirror Ghana against Burkina, say Captain Traore, people go to farm and everybody's farming. Yeah, yes, farming stations, we do that. But here at where we don't have inmates that qualify to go, I cannot do that. So as soon as I have inmates that meet the criteria to be sent to a farming station, I don't hesitate. I send them to the farming station. First, it will decongest my prison. So that is good for me here. Second, it provides more labor, additional labor to the farming station receiving the inmates, which is good. Third reason, the inmate that is moving now from the wall prison, central prison to the camp prison, security is relaxed. The focus is farm work. So it is to help the prisoner to gradually go home. So there are 3 reasons that is good for inmates who qualify to transfer to farm station. Wow. But most of them here don't qualify. That is it, because this is a farm prison. This is a central prison. So I want to first commend my Director General who has taken up this issue, under the thing Prison 360 degrees, which is a reset of the entire prison service, talking about expansion. The way to go is to, not to build wall prisons. When you build wall prisons, invariably they also get filled up. But camp prisons, where it's a bit more relaxed, where we can get arable land to go into large-scale farming. Currently under the Think Prison 360 degrees, one of the main pillars is agriculture. So we can go into large-scale farming. So DG, Director General, has, as part of that, raised the issue at government level. And the Minister for Agriculture has made his commitment to support the service. So here at the regional level, we also engage the regional minister, and we prepared a document from all the 4 farming stations. We put it before the regional minister to see how RCC can support these stations so they can produce a lot more. Ejura, we have a vast land there, Ejura in particular. We can go into large-scale farming. I believe that in the foreseeable future, maybe 1 to 2 years, Ghana will hear about prisons in terms of agric, because we have personnel, agric officers, and then we have extension officers, and also I know MOFA is ready to support us. Now, in addition to that, DG has introduced what is called Director General's Kitchen Support Project, so that all stations should go into some vegetable farming, no matter how small the space you have, the land you have. Go grow some vegetables to help to supplement the quality, the nutritional requirement of the inmates. And the ration, I know it's been very small over the years, but I can tell you this is the number 1 issue on the decks of my Director General. To get the ration per day, per inmate increased. Okay. So we are hopeful that announcement will come sooner or later. That will help to increase the feeding of the inmates in terms of quantity, and the quality-wise, the DG's kitchen support, that will help to improve the inmates feeding. It's a major thing. Yes. Because the feeding affects all other things. Their health, everything.
Because how much benku ashe no ne boarding pa expensive.
Yeah. Because of the challenges as I talked about. Now, so the inmates who go out, they do outdoor labor. There are not many. We also receive donations, and I want to commend all those who come to donate to the prisons, mostly from faith-based organizations, religious groups, Muslims groups and organizations. I want to commend them highly, because that helps a lot. Because if not, we would have had a lot more issues in the prison than we have. We encourage relatives to also visit the prison, so they bring food items for the inmates, and we search all those food items before we give to the inmates. If you bring banku to the inmates, you test it yourself. Yeah. We search to be sure that what you are giving to the inmates is good. So I want to take this opportunity to commend those who donate to the prison, and to reassure everybody that whatever is brought to the prisons for the inmates will get to the inmates. We have a system in place where everything is received, is documented, sent to the stores before it is issued. And we write letters of appreciation to all who donate. So I want to commend everybody. And let me, talking about commendation, let me single out Honorable Regional Minister. He's done a lot for the prisons.
Ashanti Regional.
Yes, Ashanti Regional Minister, Honorable Dr. Frank Makwini.
Me and my couple.
Since the Ashanti Fest, he has issues of prison are very dear to his heart. He helped us to renovate the health center. Wow. We got some medications.
Also, your doctor,
being a medical practitioner himself. Exactly. Then we did an exhibition, the frontage of the prison, a lot of things that we produced. Following that, we're part of the cultural center also invited us to do an exhibition 2 months. It just ended the 31st of August 2-month exhibition. We're in touch with the regional minister and the mayor of Kumasi, King Zuba. That's how it's called.
Yeah.
So we could get a permanent showroom in town,
Wow.
Kumasi, so that we can exhibit our items the whole year round. We are looking at engaging the Minekeme and RCC, where prisons the inmates can clean some portions of the city on regular daily basis. We are also part of this government's Ejimawura program, so that inmates can be supported to improve upon their skill training. And when they are going on discharge, they'll be given startup capital. All these are under the 10 present 360 degrees that my Director General talked about, so that we are looking at also industrialization as one of the 6 pillars of the 10 present 360. So at the item that we produce, the carpentry shop, wonderful furniture. We can produce knockdown furniture, school decks and what have you, tailoring shop. They can sew school uniforms and what have you, so many things. So at the outer society, we also benefit from what we do in the prisons here. So under the Think Prison 360 Degrees initiative, it's a major overhaul of the entire prison system.
Wow.
That also touch on welfare of staff and then inmates. Talking about rebranding of the prison service that may involve maybe a change in name, and then also advocacy. And I want to commend you for giving us this platform, to let people know about prisons, the important role we play, we are key part of the criminal justice delivery system, police, the judiciary, and the prisons. The police's resource, law and order, good. If they have a lot of resources, they do forensic investigations. With population explosion, the youth, they are likely to get a lot of arrests. They send to the courts. Courts are automated, special courts. A lot of processes will go on. Some will come to prison.
Wow.
So we also need to look at the prison. So stigma is something that is a major concern for us. Those that learn some skill and they come out, how do we treat them? Recently, there was amnesty. I imagine that few of the inmates, they are going home, their relatives and friends are like, where have you been? Why are you so difficult to fit in? So the state and the institution prisons will do what we have to do, but the outer society has a role to play in terms of reintegration of the inmates back into society.
Mamifa we oda wo madata mefa we ntwato. Baby aye yes baby a prison for one. Ye ko camp so many years. Tibo ma wo hwe nsawom dem gi so mbe park ho.
Yes.
And now ankafu manager pa like said here omaya ankafu no ayi ache nomsa abrofu me be see you say na ho ye kama pa.
Okay.
Now o dey compare ebra ye aha. Okay. Mr. say ye dum na numbers bi dodo bi anan ka say prison wey fa.
Yeah.
But am say ye ni prison say ye bebrenti no de bia na ye nuanom ne yade hye no.
Yeah.
Ene wo ma asem kwa ye de to omo so no mi na ba be hye mu ha.
Yeah.
Omo na munye omo kan wa bonten ebo ma na ye twa video so aba bonten wo se biti wa ha bi na wa ha e biti na tena ho se ya ti so obedi 40 years wa ha ese ntena se na nko a na obetena na ye hwe se esa wo ekurom no.
Okay.
Aha de minyi se park wa ha
No
park ni ha to omo play basketball de park ni ya na se mo de mo nkoda any sa no ma na games ni ade ni wo eno no nhye bi wo ho se bedu ba bi no aban be ka se oh okay bi aha de bit mind ba bi kakra bi oh abi kra remand peoples bi amoma wa ha ye ko biem kakra ka bi ama de padodo e beba ho bia no e benya ba bi de wo muti ato na wo hwa nhye mu a wo ye panyi bibi sai ni wo kra because ya de hye ba bi wo da na ma obo mo ba ha mu a wo mra fie no na adwene no ase aye different kra.
Yes. Yes, so just briefly on that. This prison was built in 1901.
Pacho.
1901.
Say
So many years.
Say
So the city, let me say, has
Ababotono.
caught up with the prison. Now it's very congested. There's no space for anything. Unlike Ankafo. Now Ankafo Maximum was built by, funded by government and built by a local contractor. I happen to be part of it.
Wow.
Way back, right from the day the first foundation was dug. I was part of it. I'm a trained as a civil engineer. We were part of it before. So it's completely done by.
So on the answer, moya mamping phobia say, Ankoya and Wakojo home.
Well, it's our maximum prison. There's still a lot of space to still accommodate more inmates. So my director is working on, getting additional accommodation for officers so that we can transfer more inmates there. Now to get to the point you are talking about. Yes, here the catchment area within Ashanti region here is very big. And the type of offenses that bring people here makes here the world prison, central prison, where they qualify to be. Now, transferring inmates, one way is to transfer. But you see, when you are transferring inmates, you are also concerned about breaking communication between them and their relatives. So you also have to factor that in, Now, ultimately, this place, and this is something again under the expansion program that Director General has. I think she's looking at a very good idea. Walling one of the camp prisons within Ashanti here, Ashanti region, providing some additional facilities to scale up the level of security into a local prison, wall prison, so that I can transfer some inmates, that can also be there, that can decongest the central prison, so there'll be more space, at least, So that is something that also on top of the Director General's in trade in terms of decongestion. And I can see that happening. Discussions have been had, and I can indicate that she's discussed with Otunfo, His Majesty, to see how that help can come in. I know, of course, regional minister is also in the know about it. How to decongest Kumasi Central. Now, let me link to that. I know you were leading to, the issue of a relocation, possible relocation. That's a major undertaking. To relocate a central prison is big. You see, you have to be thinking about, if you relocate a central prison, you have to look at the police, you have to look at the court system, accessibility, you have to look at officers, you have to look at, hospitals, health issues, education, access to water, electricity, the road. It's a major thing. So it can be done, but if you ask me, I would think that converting a camp prison into a local prison to scale up security, a level, then we do transfers. We can now decongest this place to a large extent.
That's
one of the challenges you have. Yeah. And that can be a lot of security reasons. The challenge, I have officers at times, they go to courts, and there are some of the hardened criminals, in the public transport. It's very risky.
Serious.
Imagine if an inmate is able to communicate with their kind out there, they can attack my officers, free the inmates, and so it's a major challenge. So I want to use this opportunity to appeal to any individual who is blessed and who is tied to. I need a bus that can, convey the inmates for the court and also transfers if I'm transferring the inmates to a camp prison, we have to go by public means. It's not the best. It's not the best. You know, so I'm happy you have. I want to commend you. You've taken a lot of interest in the work we do, and then I want to commend you highly, and then continue to be an advocate for the prisons, wherever you are. Talk to people about the prisons, and we encourage people to visit their kind that are here. You know, the prisons is not a zoo, but it's not a secret place too. You see, it's a security area, but it's not a secret place.
Okay.
You know, we encourage people to come and see what we do and see how they can support the prison, so that together, these ones that are here, we can help them to learn something meaningful. And when they leave the prison, hopefully they'll be able to do something to be useful to themselves, to their families, and to society at large, so that we can build a country that we are all proud of. Because the prison system in a country is a reflection of that country. This is what Nelson Mandela said. So the way we treat the most vulnerable in society is a reflection of all of us, you know. And as part of this cleanup exercise, in a donation at the Kumasi Children's Home, to show that though we are in need, we also feel that we can still reach out a little bit, you know. So I want to maybe from my end, barring any other question you may have, to commend you. I want to commend my staff for the wonderful job that we are all doing under very trying conditions. You know, when you talk about prisons, people mostly think about the prisoners. What about the prison officer? You know, the prison officer must be in a good frame of mind, must be taken care of, to be in a much better position to take care of the inmates. So I want to commend my staff and commend all who have supported us right from there. If at any time when Director General came, she had the opportunity to pay a courtesy call on Otunfo. So a wonderful occasion. And then we picked up the issues at that level, and also with the regional minister. And as I said, to follow up and to add to that, the regional minister, through him, there's renovation currently going on at the female prison to also upgrade their clinic, their infirmary. So high commendation to the Honorable Regional Minister once again for the support. You know. So I want to thank you for the opportunity.
That ensure na moto, ensure na moye wahane ade no.
Yes.
In case obi pebi ato.
Yes.
And normal moye waha obi pebi atu aton.
Yes.
Sa no mani na kwa be so no be fa so a.
Yes. And let me even add that if you want to hire prison labor to do any work, it's good to come officially.
Okay.
Officially, have the PRO units, but maybe I can just mention my number, you know, and then 0551 998 406. Yes, it's also a WhatsApp number.
Okay.
So you can engage me. Let's say you want to find out what do we do, any kind of support, you want prison labor, you want to check on the water, you want to buy water, let me know. And then we'll guide you to go through the process. Now, when you are buying something from prison, you are doing two things. First is that the money that we get, part is plowed back into that venture to expand so that more inmates can train. Part of that money is also set aside for the inmates who are directly involved in that production process. We enter into their books, what we call cash property books. So when the inmate is going out after serving his sentence, we give that money to him.
Okay.
So that he goes home and can start something with it. So you'll be doing a lot if you patronize things that we do at the prison nearest to you and here at Kumasi Central Prison. Wow. So I encourage everyone to come and see what we do.
Ready, me that's it.
Okay.
Oh, the SM sell to preko.
Thanks a lot, my brother.
So,
Thanks a lot
that's
for the
fine.
opportunity. And then, as I said, I look forward to more engagement,
Yes.
you know, and then we'll do this together to uplift the story here at Kumasi Central Prison.
Yes.
And I want once again to commend all my staff, all my predecessors, all the OIC who have sat on this chair. Everybody has done his bit. So I'm also here to also add on my little bit until Director General moves me anywhere, and then we are here.
Yes.
So then we'll do our best any day that we can be here. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
That's it.
Yo, that's baby.
That's fine. Na me so bibia.
Yo.
Already bless you bibia. Obetimi abaha. Mostly ye donation ye ta ko children's home. But ye abaha pen. Oba mo anu kwase mo ba be hu mrante. Ene maba wo other side a obehu omo te say the daddy ka say na ma no betimi afa. Obetimi aba mo kware bi kwa na wo adum ha ya. Wo Kumasi ha ya wo Ashanti region ha ya. The crow be obetimi de aba ye adoye. Ebe okra ntade ni ade. Obetimi de aba. Ade bi a wo ha ye de che ye bia no. Wo de ba ha mo so a ebe bo ama Nyankopon so afa so ayede. Ehira wo. Enye obi a na aye boni a wo ha. Esan etimi de obi ba ha mo. Ti eradi sha so be ni sa. Kofi kwati nyame shira se ugina chire a wo twa mama Vida enso aye me sof mama ma nyame so shira ba bia wo mama nya abra mo hweye a wo share erade bless you no nyo kase I love you I kiss you be imitate bye bye
try me one time never high speed warming
Unity is
Jimmy dear was so you dear, when you be a susunum, and yamma up in Fonso. Oh, mommy joy,
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18 years. Not recommended for pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
everything you want.
Kedi ko ka kai do America ye begin na me pass bag ni kwa unko Ghana Japan ba ye no anyi sardine na de.
Come on, we ehu here say we make public. The same limbs at the Roma. We duru kwa Ghana gani bia o bi wo ho. Enu so we call limbs makola. We duru kwa bi bia o bia wo ho. What say we na public.
Say ko e be ka ban ku bia.
Enu so we call limbs makola. Ghana ye bia o bi.
No ne ze wafa. Limbs was the Ghana akwa America.
Aso the Americans so ba Ghana. E se what be. We here so be sanema. Abrocho ho nyama dia ba enu so be duru na limbs I need ready wo hard da.
very interesting. And your food items no crown. Limbs, Africa restaurant so. Yes, several Ghana Granny baby. In fact, a Ganu Tessia is very nice. It is very sweet and palatable. Please, you can't resist. What a food. So here can be a dewakoma so. America, Ofrenia. You better near Shepudia. And I said, one case what talk, now press all the bagana. Baby will be able to up to talk can have a ship with the amount. And this spare pass one. Okay, the Limbs Market. We are ready to supply.
Limbs Makola International Market, Hagerstown, Maryland.